So, welcome to, I'm not sure if this is going to be the last early summer class. By rights, it should be. We generally kind of move on to summer practice around the solstice time, and obviously that was yesterday. But when I look out the window to the grey and the rain, I'm kind of mithering. So this may be the last early summer class, or we may have another one next week. I'm not quite so sure about that. But essentially, the focus for our class today is the breath and going with the flow. So it's a breath-focused class. I mean, it always is, but with special attention to the breath. And also just finding our flow. So when we work with the breath, this is the metal element. And it's about really focusing on what's of true value. Really honing in on the present moment. So often, you know, we can get caught up in exuberance and playfulness, which is great, actually, really good for any rigidity, too metal, too hard. But when we allow ourselves to really breathe slowly and well and deeply, then that can really nourish our stress levels. What do I mean by that? Basically, it can help switch off our stress response, and we are much more parasympathetic, much calmer, feeling a lot more settled, which is really great. So without further ado, if you have a Spotify, maybe on a separate device, we've had some issues with people trying to play Spotify and watch me on the same device. Maybe don't do that. Maybe have your Spotify on your phone and watch me through something a bit bigger. Otherwise, don't worry about having music. It's fine. Or play your own music. It's fine. Okay. So play, if you want to press play now, that's great. And then make sure as well you've got some water on hand. So as we're working with fascia and connective tissue, it's really important to keep the body hydrated. So a few mouthfuls every 20 minutes or so of room temperature water. You can also have herbal teas, that's fine. It's ideal. So let's just pop that down. Hope I don't kick it over later. And then let's come to standing. So just going to rub into the palms of the hands. Feet comfortably hip width. Soften the knees and the hips so we can feel the feet kind of squeeze down into the mat. And then placing your right hand below the navel, left hand on top. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're a guy, you're going to do the opposite. You can have your left hand just an inch or so below the navel with the other hand on top. So just take here a nice breath in through the nose if you can. And we'll just blow it out through the mouth. Just allowing all of the getting here, all of the busyness of the morning just to flow out. Nice breath in. Breathing right down into the belly. And a nice breath out. And as you're breathing out, see if you can breathe more of the air out this time. Last one. Breathing all the way in. And just breathing it all away. So coming to the full yoga breath, breathing into the belly and breathing up into the ribs. And then ribs and the belly just relaxing down on the exhale. Nice long exhale, lovely. And we'll breathe in again, breathing into the belly, the ribs and the chest. And then relaxing that all away. Nice breath in again. So if you have ujjayi breath, where you can breathe with sound, then just start to do that. Lovely. Next inhale, breathing all the way in. If you'd like to learn how to breathe with ujjayi breath, this exhale, exhale with a sigh and an open mouth. Just no voice, but lovely. Nice breath in. And again, nice on the exhale. Lovely. So breathing in, and this time as we breathe out, we're going to keep that sighing activity in the throat, but with the mouth closed. And again, breathing in. Not sure if you can hear me, so I'll come closer. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. So when we breathe with ujjayi breath, that stimulates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve runs down the length of the body, channeling into the major organs. And when we stimulate the vagus nerve, that helps us switch off our stress response, which is fantastic. So we'll just keep with that, breathing all the way in and breathing all the way out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, keep with that. And I'll just talk to you about what we're going to do. So on the next inhale, we're actually going to draw this point on our navel, this point chi high on our navel back towards the spine and lift up with the pelvic floor. So it's like we're sucking the energy in as we inhale. And when we exhale, we're just going to relax the belly and the pelvic floor and allow the energy to flow to the peripheries of the body, into the fingers, into the toes, into the crown of the head, into the nose, and to anywhere that you feel needs extra energy. So this is reverse breathing. This is the breathing that we do when we're in the womb. And then when we come out, it switches, the energy flows, and we start breathing in and out through the lungs. Lovely. So just breathing all the way in and breathing all the way out. And this next one, we're going to start. So breathing in, navel drawing back, pelvic floor drawing up, and breathing out, just relaxing. And we'll do that again. Breathing in, navel drawing back, pelvic floor drawing up, and relaxing. Okay, breathing in, and relaxing the breath out. Sending the energy to where it's needed. Lovely, 2 more. Drawing the navel back in, drawing the pelvic floor up as you breathe in. So it's almost like we're breathing up into the back, up into the chest. And then relaxing, sending the energy wherever it's needed. Lovely, last one. Breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. Taking the hands into Anjali mudra, feet comfortable, then just bringing something to mind that really fills your heart with a sense of gratitude. Lovely. So from here, let's just come into wild goose. So on the exhale, we're going to round the back, bringing the 4 fingers together, ring fingers together. On the inhale, coming through Anjali mudra and opening up. And we'll do that again. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. So as we're exhaling, we're breathing all the air out. And as we're inhaling, we're welcoming as much air in as feels comfortable. Lovely. Exhale. Inhaling, opening all the way up. Exhale, placing the hands on the lower back. Inhaling, peeling the elbows back, lifting the chest, breathing all that air in. Exhale, just a lovely forward fold. Hands coming down the backs of the legs, navel hugging up. Just popping the hands to where it feels comfortable. Could be the shins, could be fingertips on the mat. So nice inhale, half lift. Lifting the sit bones, looking ahead, lengthening through the back of the legs, through the spine. Exhale, softening down into a forward fold with the navel drawing up towards the spine. We'll do that again. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one. Breathing in. Breathing out. Dropping the weight into the heels. Inhaling, hands coming up the front of the legs. Exhaling onto the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows back, lifting the chest and the gaze, coming back into Anjali mudra. We'll just do that again. Exhaling into wild goose. Inhaling, opening through the chest, feeling expansive, breathing all that air in, exhaling all the air out. Ujjayi breath. Inhaling. Last one. Exhaling. Inhaling, opening up through the chest, into the palms, the middle fingers, and then exhale, popping the hands on the lower back. Peeling the elbows back, lifting the gaze up, opening through the chest. Exhale, just a lovely forward fold, nice and slow. All the way down. Inhale, nice half lift. Just see if you can go a little deeper. If the hands are on the shins, can they go down an inch or so on the ankle? Exhale, softening down. If the hands are on the mat, can you have the palms down? Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, softening down. One more half lift. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, softening down. And then dropping the weight into the heels, into the feet, unfurling. As you breathe in, dropping the hands onto the lower back. As you breathe out, inhale, opening all the way up. Lovely, coming back into Anjali Mudra. So from here, just getting ready for working with our connective tissue a little bit more. So we've been doing some of the Dao Yin of the dragon, which is all of this kind of sinuous pressing the palms against each other, moving with resistance, knee pressing into the knee. So let's just bring the knees together, the palms together. And as we inhale, we're going to push over to the right as the knees go to the left. And then as we exhale, we're just going to change back to the center. Lovely. So popping the hands underneath the left ear. So as we inhale, we're just going to stretch the hands out to the left, knees right, and breathe into this upper lung. Exhale, come back to center. Change sides. Inhale, arms going to the right, breathing into that left lung. Lovely. Exhale, coming back to center. We'll do that again. Other side. Breathing in. Exhaling, coming back. Strengthening the lungs. Breathing in. Exhaling, coming back. Lovely. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Two more. Breathing in. Really filling that right lung. Coming back to center. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Last set. So you can really feel the lungs working. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale. So this one, inhale, taking our hands all the way out and then all the way around. Exhaling, coming back. Inhaling, taking the hands over to the left, the knees go right. Exhale, crossing the navel. Inhale, crossing the knees. Exhale, navel. Inhale, past the throat. All the way over the crown of the head. And again, exhaling. Sorry, that's inhale, exhale, and then passing the knees. I was doing this morning actually, and the way that I did it, rather than alternate breaths, is I just had a nice big inhale when I was coming up, and then as I came down, I exhaled. So it was more flowing, a little bit faster, and then as I start to come up, I inhaled. All the way up, lovely. So just bring the hands all the way, and we're going to miss out the throat and come down past the navel, and then spiral up past the throat. So now we've done a funny figure of 8, and we're going the other side. So inhaling. So the hands are going to the right, the knees left this time. Lovely. And then we just start that exhale, and then inhaling, past the navel, past the throat, all the way over the crown of the head. Lovely. We'll do that again. Exhaling, inhaling, all the way over, and then we'll do one last one. So exhaling all the way down, inhaling all the way up. So this is a dragon. We're imagining ourselves swimming through water and then bringing the hands back in front of the heart. And so these flowing movements, I should have said at the beginning, that would have been helpful. Are to imagine yourself a lovely water dragon through the water, and the dragon has many different body parts and many different qualities. So it has the face of a lion, the claws of a tiger, and it's got the tail, you know, the body of a snake, and all of these things. So, and some of them even have wings. So it's like, it has all of these almost superpowers. And so when we're moving through these sinuous, continuous movements, we're freeing up our energy, our own power, our own superpower. And with that, let's just take on some water. Now we've started to sweat a little bit and release some of those toxins. just help flush them out, and get ready for some sun salutations. So coming towards the front edge of the mat, feet together, or whatever feels really balanced. This studio, it's a blimmin' midden. Sorry about this, guys. Just stepping on random things. So we're just going to switch the feet on, lift the toes, feel the soles of the feet press down into the mat, really get that sense of alertness. And then take the energy up into the legs. So we start to lift up with the kneecaps. Thigh muscles start to switch on and hug around the thigh bones. Take the energy up into the torso, engaging Mula Bandha, engaging Uddiyana Bandha, and then lengthening up through the spine to the crown. So the whole body is awake and alert and waiting for that sense of what we're going to do next. So really present. Lovely. So on the inhale, taking the hands all the way up. Nice long stretch for this one. Exhale, diving down as if you're that water dragon diving down into the water. Popping the hands where it feels comfortable. Navel hugs up to the spine. Inhale, nice half lift. Exhale, hands flat, stepping back into plank. So from here, just pop the knees down for this first one. I'll just sort out my mat. It was looking a little bit like water there. So popping the knees down, lowering the chest just a couple of inches as you hug those elbows in towards the ribs, and then peeling up into the back of the neck to start with. So you feel really long all the way up to where the neck meets the skull. And then just taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. From here, just tucking the toes, stretching back into child's pose, but with the toes tucked. So we're just getting a lovely stretch through the soles of the feet. Lovely. And then navel engaged, just coming forward into just a gentle moon flow. Shoulders peeling back, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, moving from the navel, really strong through the core. Lovely. So we'll just do one more up dog, and then from there, come into a nice downward dog. So tucking the toes into downward dog, rolling the heels up as you breathe in. Exhale, bending one knee, stretching the other heel. We'll do that again. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, other heel. Let's make this dance in the dog. So as the heels come up, we're breathing in. As the knee bends, we're looking under the opposite armpit. Inhale, coming up, gaze to the mat. Exhale, looking through the opposite armpit to bent knee. Inhale, gaze to mat. Exhale, under the armpit. Lovely. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Last one. Breathing in, breathing out. And then next, exhale, both heels down on the mat. Breathing out, heels down. Lovely. See if you can step the feet in towards the hands a little bit so you can lift the toes. Really find and explore contact through the ball of the foot rather than gripping on with the toes. Bending the knees to stretch those sit bones further away from the wrists. Soften off the shoulders, soften off the elbows. Find space around the neck. So moving through the head and neck, engaging bandhas, stretching from the palms of the hands, really into the sit bones. Keep using bandha to draw those sit bones even further away. Lovely. Now looking to the hands, stepping forward as you're breathing in. Exhale, lovely, long forward fold. And then from there, inhaling, coming all the way up, popping the hands back into prayer, and from there into Anjali mudra. So let's revisit our sun salutes from last week. So as we exhale, coming into wild goose, navel drawing back, inhaling, opening up, offering ourselves to the world. Lovely. Exhale, popping the hands on the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows back, lifting the chest, feeling that stretch across the upper body. And then exhale, leading with the heart as you fold down, hands coming down the backs of the legs. Inhale, coming into a nice half lift, looking up, finding length in the back, finding length in the back of the legs. Exhale, hands flat, coming into plank. Choosing if you're coming down in plank or popping your knees down. Lowering on the exhale, inhaling, coming into the back of the neck to start with. So you really get length through the whole of the spine, then take the gaze up. Tuck or roll through the toes, downward facing dog. So choosing if you're just drawing the heels back, finding that length with the breath, breathing all the way in, breathing all the way out.
Or if you're feeling a little stiff and rigid, then dancing the dog, but nice and slow and really led with the breath. And it may be helpful to introduce a count to the breath. Breathing in, 2, 3, breathing out, 2, 3. So if that's helpful, then just have that going on in your mind. Make sure the shoulders are soft. Make sure you're drawing those sit bones away from the palms, pressing the base of the thumb, the second and third fingers into the mat, and then from there, softening off the shoulders. Lovely. Bending at the knees, looking to the hands, inhaling as you step or walk forward. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, unfurling, coming all the way up. Popping the hands onto the lower back, exhale. Inhaling, just peeling the elbows and lifting the chest. Nice and steady with the breath. Exhaling, coming back into Anjali mudra. So taking a breath in, filling your cup. Exhaling, just drawing that loveliness into yourself, as it were, and then inhaling, offering your gifts to the world. Exhaling, popping the hands on the lower back. Inhaling, elbows back, chest and gaze lifted. Exhaling, just coming down the back of the legs. Inhaling, nice half lift. Exhale, hands flat into plank, lowering down. Inhale, nice easy upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Make sure you're not gripping on with the toes. Breathing in. Soften the shoulders. Breathing out. Strong in bandha. Breathing in. Breathing out. Finding a soft stretchiness through the body, and then looking to the hands, bending at the knees, breathing in, stepping forward, breathing out, softening over the legs, and then inhaling, unfurling all the way up. Exhale, popping the hands onto the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows back and lifting up with the gaze. Wonderful. Exhale, coming back into Anjali mudra. So we're going to come into waving palm, just revisiting some of the practice from last week. Crossing the right leg over, softly bending the knees. So it's as if we're sitting down on a little golfing stool. Taking the arms up. Nice stretch over to the left on the inhale. Exhale, coming back to the center. Inhaling, stretching the other side. Lovely. Exhale, back to center. Let's repeat that. Breathing in. Breathing out to center. Breathing in. Arms going one way, hips going the other. Lovely. Exhale, coming back. Popping the hands into prayer. So lifting the right leg up nice and high, stepping back and turning around immediately for warrior one. So the legs are a good leg length apart. We're bending into that front knee, finding the outer edge of this back foot. Stepping the feet wide enough apart, as it were, like a long, thin rectangle, so the hips and pelvis can comfortably face the short edge of the mat. And then from here, inhaling, taking the hands all the way up. Wonderful. So from here, we're just going to exhale, bring them down. I'll face you so you can see what I'm doing with my arms. Inhaling, we're bringing them up in front of the belly, taking them out to the sides, and then all the way up. And as we exhale, we're just bringing them down the center line of the body. We'll do that again. Breathing in, up in front of the belly, out to the sides, breathing up into the armpits, up into the chest, and breathing out. Lovely. So continue. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Nice and calm. Breathing in. Really breathing as much air in. And breathing out. Next inhale, taking the hands behind, interlacing the fingers. Take gaze up. Exhaling, navel drawing back, just folding forwards. Breathing into the chest, into the ribs. Feel the shoulders move. Exhale, really strongly engaging bandha. And again, breathing in. Exhale. Wonderful. So breathing in, lifting up a little bit. We're going to separate the hands and press the palms up, like this is our Superman cape. And then slowly and steadily bring the weight into the right standing leg. Lifting the left leg. So we're lifting the left leg, pointing the toe, coming into Superwoman or Superman. So it's like warrior three, but the arms are behind and pressing up into the air like a cloak. So we're long in the lifted leg, pointing through to the toes of the lifted left foot. Nice and long through the spine, check the hips are parallel. Lovely. And then just turn the palms to face towards the short back end of the mat and push them away as you slowly come up. Push them away, coming into Anjali mudra and popping that left balancing foot into tree. So the foot is pressing into the lower leg. We've got the little finger edges pressing against each other. And we're feeling rooted through the right foot, up through the leg, engaging band and lengthening through the spine to the crown of the head. And the gaze, if anything, is just a little down. So reminding ourselves about those things or that thing that fills our cup, that brings joy and gratitude into this very moment. Lovely. And then from here, let's just change to the other side. So this leg, left leg crosses over. We're bending the knees a little bit for waving palm. Inhale, hands come up. Shoulders down the back on the exhale. So we're going to stretch over to the right on the inhale. Exhale, come to the center. And then inhale, arms go left as the knees go right. Exhale, back to center. We'll repeat that. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Hands into prayer or Anjali mudra, lifting the left leg now. Nice big step back, turning round for warrior one to the front edge of the mat now. So scooping the hands up as you breathe in. Exhale, just scanning them down the body. And we'll come into the movement of the arms to help us breathe more deeply. Breathing in, hands come up in front of the belly, widen out to the sides, breathing up into the armpits, up into the chest as the hands go above. And then exhale, coming all the way down. Do that again, 3 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. And with the metal element in the breath, breathing in, we can visualize things that we no longer need. And on the inhale, just bring them to mind. It's like we're gathering up all of the stuff. And then on the exhale, just envisaging it away, flowing away, no longer needed. Lovely. Taking the hands behind, inhale, looking up. See if you can walk one finger along with your clasp so it feels a little different. Exhale, just folding over that bent leg. So the navel's drawing up towards the spine. We're really using band, we're really using the hip rather than just softening down, almost resist coming down fully onto the leg. Lifting the hands up, finding more space in the chest, breathing all the way in. Exhaling, engaging bandha. So from here, inhale, start to lift up a little bit. Separate the hands, press the palms up into the sky, and then bring the weight into the left standing leg. So it may well be, if you're feeling sugary, you just resting that right toe on the mat. That might be enough today. Really engaging the core, feeling lifted, or you may then want to go for Superman, where you lift the rear leg and really stretch away behind you. So it's almost as if someone's got hold of the ankle and is pulling you a little back. Oops, pulling you a little back. Oh, it's hard to kind of teach it and talk. Anyway, nice and relaxed in the shoulders, pressing the palms up, feeling lifted and buoyant in the front of the body. Lovely. Palms facing out. Start to push them forward as you bring the knee up and then coming into Anjali mudra and the leg into tree. So a little bit of a challenge there, just working with balance. Don't worry if you need to put your foot down in between. It's all about just giving things a little go and inviting in that sense of potential and possibility. And often the best way to learn is to get things a bit, messed up. So if you mess up, that's totally fine. It's all part of your body. Learning proprioception, where the body is in space, with all of the different joints, all of the different ligaments and tendons, connective tissue, working as best they can to keep us stable. Lovely. And then from here, just popping the foot down, inhaling, taking the hands all the way up. Exhaling, bring them down the center line. We'll do that again. Just bring them up in front of the belly, out to the sides, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, coming into plank. Popping the knees down and just lowering a little bit. Inhaling into a nice, easy upward dog. Exhale, back into moon flow. Back into child's pose as you exhale. So 3 of these. Inhaling, lifting up into the back of the neck and then peeling the gaze up. Nice, easy upward dog. Exhaling, hinging at the navel. So you really feel the navel drawing back, hinging at the hips and the knees. Inhaling as you come in to upward dog. Exhaling as you retreat into child's pose, but really using bandha as best you can, working with your core. Lovely. And then from here, just coming up, all fours, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. So you can choose to dance the dog, or just draw the feet back and breathe. Or if you want to do a little bit of wild thing, you're very welcome to do wild thing, and I'll take you through that if you'd like to have a go at that. So wild thing, bringing the feet together, heels lifted. Taking the left leg up nice and straight, giving it a good point, and then drawing it in towards the nose and popping it down. Other side, right leg. Nice big stretch up, pointing into the toe, and then peeling the knee to the nose, and then popping it down. Lovely. So left leg again. Inhaling, lifting it up, bending your knee, flexing your foot. This time, lifting the knees if you're piddling up a lamp post. And as we exhale, we thread it to the chest and then through to the right. From here, just lifting the right hand, start to pivot and tail on the toes, press into the left hand, lift up with the hips, and just allow yourself to relax and feel nice and open through the front of the body. Lovely. Exhale, pop the hand down, unspiral the left leg, lift it all the way up, and then pop it down on the exhale. We'll do the same on the other side. So now right leg coming up, bending the knee, flexing the foot, lifting the knee up so you open through the inner thigh and the groin. Exhale, drawing it to the chest and then threading it through. So next stage, lifting the left hand, pivoting the feet, pressing into the feet as you lift up with the hips. And just allow yourself to stretch open, especially on this left side. It's like breathing into the torso, finding space all the way in, all the way out. Exhaling, popping the left hand down, inhaling, unspiraling and lifting that right leg all the way up, back into downward facing dog. So if you've done downward dog or dancing the dog, we'll just now all step together on the inhale towards the front edge of the mat. As we exhale, we're just softening down over the legs, navel drawing up. And then with a little bit of weight in the feet, unfurl. So feel really nice and stable, hands coming up the front of the legs. Exhale, popping them on the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows, lifting up with the gaze in the chest. Exhale, coming back and into Anjali mudra. And just inviting in, once again, that little thing or that big thing that fills your cup. Have a little bit of water if you need. And we'll just go on to the next little bit of the flow. So we're going to come into eagle. Eagle is a great one for early summer and summer practice because it's really about kind of wrapping into the body, lovely cross patterns across the body, and then we expand out into warrior two. That's what we're going to do today. So the left leg is the standing leg, and we're just going to take this right leg and cross it over. So again, it's like we're bending the knees a little bit and feeling nice and stable and rooted through the feet. Hips are soft and the knees have got that contact. And then extending the right arm, wrapping the left arm under and up, and then relax the shoulders, don't rush. So allowing the shoulders to become nice and heavy. Then bending this right arm, drawing it back. See if you can bring the hands together or bring the backs of the hands towards each other, depending on how open you are in the shoulders. So the elbows are relaxing down. We're nice and long with the neck. The gaze is down, almost slightly not focusing, just really taking the gaze internally into what's happening in the upper back of the neck, in and around the shoulder blades. So to come into the posture, if you wish, you can, instead of just crossing this right leg over, you can have a go at tucking the foot round and into the back of the calf. Like press the toes into the calf and sit down a little bit. Really engage bandha. And as we sink down with the hips, the elbows start to lift up a little bit. Shoulders are still down the back. And the fingertips draw away. So we're really strongly drawing into the center line. And from that, getting a good stretch in between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. Lovely. So from here, let's unfurl. We'll just open the arms, lift the right leg up, nice big step all the way back. So a good leg length, and then turning the legs for warrior two. So we're bending into the right knee,
We're anchoring the outer edge of this back foot, the left foot, and the foot wants to be not at a right angle, but with the heel further away than the toes. Okay, and then from here, pressing into the palms of the hands. So we feel evenly balanced, hip to shoulder. We're not skewing and leading with this right shoulder. We feel like we could make a little rectangle here, okay? And we're pressing into the palms. Gaze to the middle finger of the front right hand. Lovely. So let's come into, what have I called it? I've called it something, I can't remember the word, gathering clouds. This is the thing that I've been kind of trying to find a name for. If you imagine, with that front hand, you're scooping up as the rear arm slides down the back leg. And we're going to essentially play with a Mobius strip, a figure of 8, along this long edge of the mat. So the right hand scoops up, and then the left hand scoops up the back of the figure of 8, comes down, inhaling, right hand scoops up. It's like we're coming over this first hump, and the figure of 8 is on its side. Inhaling, left hand, lovely. Inhaling, right hand, exhaling as it goes down. Inhaling, rear arm, coming all the way forward, lovely. So inhaling, coming all the way up for this one, nice big long stretch, and then we'll just come into side angle. So popping the hand on the knee, bringing the rear arm under and up, navel drawing back as you rotate the chest to face out rather than down, and then opening through the elbow. So instead of the arm being straight, we're pressing and feeling really nice and expansive across the chest, breathing in. Lovely. And then from here, what have I put on my thingy? Oh, I know what it is, right, okay, lovely. So we're going to look down at that front foot, bring the hands towards the front foot, lift the back heel. We're going to come into a leg balance. So as you step in with the leg, walk out with the hands a little bit, so you make more of a tripod shape. Little suction cup fingers down on the mat. Now, if you've got really long legs, you might need a wee block or something, or find something to, lift the floor up a little bit, a book or something like that. And then just bring the weight into the right leg. So option 1 is just to flex away into the lifted foot. Nice straight leg. Option 2, bring the palms down and see if you can draw the nose towards your knee. Option 3, just freestyle it with the lifted leg. You maybe bend it, draw it in towards you, lift it up. See if you can flex, go across the body, out to the side. Just play with what's happening with the lifted leg. Nice and stable. So you're challenging your core, but in a really playful way. We're just learning. We're not trying to get anything right. We're just having a little go at what's happening when we come into this balance and move through that left leg. Lovely, well done. And then just pop the feet together. So we're in a nice standing forward fold. Exhaling, just folding down. And then inhaling, slowly unfurling all the way up. Just taking the hands up into a nice long stretch. Exhale, bring them down the center line and back into Anjali mudra. So from here, let's come into eagle. So we're going to use the right leg as the standing leg. The left leg just crosses over to start. We're extending the left arm and wrapping the right under and up. And the shoulders just relax heavily down the back. So we're nice and relaxed and soft in the shoulders. Then bend and fold the left arm back. See again if you can go for the bind with the hands or if it's just backs of hands. Then see what wants to happen with the legs. You may be happy as you are, or you might wish to see if you can tuck the left leg behind and press the toes into the calf, sitting down a little bit. So we're strongly engaging bandha. We're feeling the center line of the body twist and spiral round itself. The legs are wrapped around themselves, the arms are wrapped around. We're drawing the navel back to the spine, with the hips are sinking down to the ground as the elbows float up and the fingertips draw away. Nice and long in the back of the neck. So breathing all the way in and breathing all the way out. And again. Breathing all the way out. Lovely. So let's unfold. Unwrapping and lifting the left leg. Nice big step back. So the legs are a good leg length. And then turning to face the short edge of the mat. Pressing out into the palms. Feeling really equal. Gaze to the middle finger of the left hand. Breathing all the way in. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. kind of wiggle that front foot forward a touch to get even more strengthening in the thighs. So from here, let's come into gathering clouds, scooping the left hand up on the inhale, exhaling, transition, inhale, scooping the right hand. So we're scooping round this figure of 8 that's by our kind of right side, just along the mat. Inhaling, front hand, you might be on a different thing by now because I was chatting. Inhaling, back hand. Lovely. And again, inhale, breathing into the left side of the ribs. Lovely. Exhale. Inhale, as you lift the right hand up, really breathe into the space you're making. Wonderful. And then just popping the left hand on the thigh and bringing the rear arm all the way over. It could be under and up or over and up, and just finding that stretch. Wonderful. So from here, let's look down at that front foot. We're just going to bring the hands down and lift that back heel. So we're now in a lunge. And as we step forward with the back foot, we're going to step forward with the front hands to make a tripod. So we've got hand, foot, hand. And then bring the weight into the left leg. So the left leg's a standing leg. We're lifting the right foot. It might be pointing into the toe. That might feel like enough today. It might be starting to draw the chest towards the left leg, and see if you can bring the nose to your knee. And then just play with what's happening with the lifted leg. Does it tuck in? Does it come out to the side? Does it lift up? Make sure that the standing foot, you're pressing into the ball of the foot, but the toes aren't gripping on. You're kind of playing with where you are in space, playing with the mobility of the right hip, maybe drawing a figure of 8 with that right leg, something like that. Peeling it behind, finding more of a stretch, just being playful. And then just popping the hands down, lengthening the back leg away, coming back into that lunge, sliding the front foot back, popping the knees down, exhaling into a little child's pose. And then just a couple of moon flow. Inhale, nice and slow and steady into the crown of the head, keeping the gaze up. Exhaling, moving from the navel, hinging at the knees and the hips, coming back into child's pose. So just do a couple more, nice and slow. That's it, nice and delicious, closing the eyes. It's like, don't even, have to have the eyes open with this one. So nice, easy upward dog. And then tucking the toes, coming into downward dog. So walking the dog, dancing the dog, or if you want to put in a little wild thing, you can just bring the feet together, lift the heels, take the right leg up, bend the knee, flex the foot, cock the knee up. Exhale, cross the leg through. Inhale, come into that one-handed back bend. Lovely. Exhale, pop the hand down. Inhale, open the left leg back up. Exhaling, coming back into dancing warrior. Downward dog. So with the toes are together, heels lifted. Other side, I'll just talk you through, but do what you feel. So we're just lifting up with that bent right foot now. Exhale, threading it through. Inhale, lifting the left arm, coming into a nice one-handed back bend. Nice and open and floppy. Expansive, as it were. Soft, elastic. Exhaling, popping the left hand down. Inhaling, peeling that right leg up. Coming back into downward dog. So from here, just stepping forward as you're breathing in. Exhaling, coming into a forward fold. And then just slowly come all the way up. Popping the hands on the lower back. Inhaling, peeling the elbows, lifting the chest. Coming back into Anjali mudra. So just last a little bit before we come a bit closer down to the mat. So just inviting in something, that thing that fills your heart, that fills your cup. Nice long breath in. Nice long breath out. So let's just move the arms with the breath, breathing in, drawing them up in front of the belly, out to the sides, breathing into the armpits, drawing them up above the head, into the chest, exhaling. Bring them all the way down. We'll do 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Making this come into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift.
Exhale. What we're going to do is just step back with that right foot. Pop the right hand in line with that left foot. So you might need to wiggle the left leg forward a bit so you come into a nice kind of one-handed lunge. And then on the inhale, just lift up, elbow, wrist, palm with the left hand. Gaze up. Wonderful. Exhale. We're just going to walk hand over hand over to the back edge of the mat now. So it's the right foot pointing forward. The left hand is under the shoulder. We've got the knee lifted. We're in a little lunge. And then inhale, opening up, elbow, wrist, palm of the right hand. Lovely. Exhale, popping that down. Hand over hand, back over to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling. Lovely. Exhale, popping it down. And then all the way over to the back edge of the mat. Inhaling. Wonderful. Just popping the hand down, popping the back knee down, popping the right knee up, right hand up onto the right knee. So the hips are forward and down, but we're not kind of sagging and letting go of bandha. We're drawing up with the center of the pelvic floor. We're drawing the navel back towards the spine. So the hips are forward and down, but really we've got support there for the lower back. And then on the inhale, we're just going to lift up with the left hand, press the palm up towards the sky. Next inhale, taking the right hand up, pressing both hands up in towards the air. Lovely. So from here, just popping the hands down at the waist, coming into the revolved version. So side angle stretch. So we're reaching across with the left. We can use this right hand to draw the knee across the body, and then just bringing the hand to the outside of the knee. So it's either left hand pressing against the knee, knee against the hand, or you can come down and use the elbow. Popping the hands into prayer. Make sure the fingertips are pointing in the same direction as your front toes. I know my toes aren't in shot at the moment, but essentially you want to look at your toes, look at your fingertips, and they're all in the same direction of travel. So the navel's drawing back towards the spine. We're pressing against the knee. We're finding length in the spine, and the gaze is round and behind. If you've got the elbow against the knee, there's a further option to tuck the toe and lift that back knee. Let the hips drop down a little bit. So really finding length and then finding lift and space. Lovely. And then from here, we're just going to release the hands down, anchor the back foot down. I'll come back onto the sideways view. And there's a couple of options here. You can bring the hand either to the inside or the outside of that front knee. And then from there, open up, elbow, wrist, palms. Quite a deep stretch into the hip. If it feels too much, if you've got a block or a brick, use that. Otherwise, just pop the hand back on the thigh. Okay? So choosing whichever option feels good. Opening up, elbow, wrist, palm, gaze up, feeling expansive into the chest. And then from here, just bringing the hands down, walking hand over hand, all the way over to the other side. Ready to bring the right knee down. So that left knee is above the ankle. We've got the hand on the knee, left hand on the knee, and we're gently sweeping the right hand up as we breathe in, pressing the palm up. Choose what you want to do with this back toe. It could be tucked or untucked. If you're on a hard floor and the knee's not feeling comfortable, pop a cushion, or you can double your mat and just have the knee on the doubled mat. Lovely. Next inhale, pressing both palms up. Wonderful. So let's come into the revolved version. Hands at the waist. As we draw the left knee to the center line, we're reaching across with this right hand and then choosing hand or elbow. Okay. So again, it's about that resistance, the knee against the elbow or hand and the hand against the knee. Lovely. Choosing if you want to tuck the back toe, finding length in the spine. Gaze round and behind, really strongly drawing up with bandha. Wonderful. So from here, just popping the hands down, and what we're going to do is keep that back knee lifted, anchor the back foot, and choose what we're going to do with the left hand. Is it inside the front foot? Is it outside the front foot? Is it on the knee or above the knee on the thigh? So choosing what feels comfortable, and then opening up with the right hand, elbow, wrist, palm. Lovely. Finding that stretch. So the navel's drawn back towards the spine. We're rotating the chest round to the side rather than the chest being down to the floor. The chest is kind of outwards. Lovely. Breathing with that. Lifting the toes, making sure that you're not gripping on with your toes, but the spaciousness, and you're pressing into the sole of the foot rather than into the toes. Lovely. And then from here, just popping the hand down, sliding that foot back, coming into a little plank, popping the knees down, letting yourself come into a delicious, well-earned upward dog, and then hinging at the hips, coming into child's pose. So just doing a few of those. Okay, wonderful. So, finding yourself now from child's pose or upward dog, just coming up to all fours. And I'd like you to draw a circle with your pelvis. Nice and slow. And then let that circle turn into a figure of 8. So nice and slow, swaying through the hips, we're not jarring. You know, we might be a little bit free with that figure of 8. It might have a bigger bit and then a smaller bit. Might not be so even. And if you want to change direction, instead of just changing direction, you just draw a half circle. So you join the top of your 8 together and then you can easily just go with the other flow. So just play with that a little bit. Figure of 8, a couple of times one way, and then just go with the flow and then change around the other way. If you're finding that a little bit difficult, if you can visualize the figure of 8, and then just from the figure of 8, go round in a half circle from the top to the bottom of the 8, and then start by going back to the middle point and round the figure of 8 again. That's how you can easily change direction without changing, or sorry, without stopping. Lovely. Wonderful. And then from here, we're just going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhaling, opening up with the left arm, elbow, wrist, palm for threading the needle. Exhale, threading it through. Navel drawn back to the spine. Lovely. We'll do that again. Inhaling, opening all the way up. Exhaling, threading all the way through. Wonderful. Last one. Inhaling. Exhaling. If you wish, you can extend this right leg. So check that the right elbow is above the wrist. It's not flopped down. You've got a little window there. And then just wiggle the right leg away so you can have it in a nice long leg with the toes tucked. And if you're feeling adventurous, have a go at lifting the leg. And then just play with that leg. You want to draw the leg towards you, draw the leg a little bit away, bend the leg, just play with that right leg and try to keep your balance. What you can do is draw the leg towards you a little bit and then just see if you can take hold of the leg or the toes of the foot with that right hand. Lovely. And then just pop the hand back, take the leg back, pop the knee down, and inhale, unthread. Elbow, wrist, palm, taking that left arm all the way up and popping it down. Changing sides now. So inhaling, opening up, elbow, wrist, palm with the right arm. Exhale, threading it through. We'll do 2 more. Inhaling, all the way up. Nice long breath, breathing into the ribs. Exhale, strongly engaging band up. Last one. Breathing all the way in, exhaling. And then from here, just check the left elbows above the wrist. If you wish, you can wiggle the left foot away, have the toes tucked, just enjoy that stretch through the leg, or go a little freestyle. Lift the leg, play with moving that leg through space. If you've got the space, you might be in a little bit of a tight space. But just finding ways to, again, just be playful with keeping ourselves stable, finding that soft, playful side of our connective tissue, which helps us keep stable. So we're just challenging that in a little way. Lovely. You may wish to take the foot out, see if you can take hold of the foot. And then from there, just take the leg all the way back, pop the knee down, inhale, unthread that right hand, elbow, wrist, arm, and then coming into Anahatasana. So the hips are above the knees are hip width apart. And we're just going to bring the forehead down to the mat. stretching the arms out. So instead of sagging and just letting it all hang, what we're going to do is have really quite strong engagement of bandha. Feel that we're drawing the ribs towards the navel rather than letting them and back towards the back of the body, rather than letting them hang and bow down to the mat. And what you should feel is that the stretch should then go a little bit further up, in and around the chest, in and around the armpits. So breathing all the way in, which is great for the pericardial meridian. Breathing all the way out. Breathing all the way in. So if you'd like to go deeper, then what you can do is bring the chin down towards the mat. But again, really engaging bandha, not just hanging there as if you're a hammock. Lovely. And then just steadily, just bringing the forehead back onto the mat if the chin was on, and just hinging back so the hips are back at the knees. Bring the knees together. We're just going to take the arms out to the side, so bringing the forehead down to the mat, so coming into yoga asana. So the forehead's in contact with the mat, or if you're feeling you need something under the forehead, you can use your hands, I guess, but ideally the arms are out in a little cactus shape. So pop a cushion or something underneath, or you can have one hand, one fist under the head, and have one side open for a few breaths, and then change. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders. I've got these little cactus arms. You just feel really nice and balanced. So engaging bandha. Just taking the hands behind, interlacing the hands or popping them on your heels, whichever feels easier, and pressing into the heels or stretching the wrists behind you to lift you up as you breathe in. Wonderful. So just coming up onto your heels, we're just going to work towards little camel type stretch. Knees and feet hip width. We're tucking the toes. We're just going to sit down on toes, just stretch out the roots, as it were, for a little bit. So coming up with the hips, and we're just going to start by taking one of the hands and pressing it onto the lower back. Okay, and then inhaling, lifting up the opposite arm, and as you press forward into the lower back, you lean on it to come into a little mini back bend. Now, if that gaze is going up, make sure the tongue's on the roof of the mouth behind your teeth. Lovely. And then changing hands. Lovely. So inhaling, coming up, give that a bit more of a flow. Exhaling, hinging at the hips or hinging at the knees to release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Opening through the chest. Exhale. So if you'd like to go for a little deeper back bend, you can have both hands on the lower back, pressing forward, so you're really leaning on it, peeling the elbows back like we did for Anjali mudra, and then just allow yourself to rest there. Again, tongue on the roof of the mouth behind your teeth. Wonderful. And then just from there, hinging at the hips, gently tucking the chin in, and we're just going to come to seated. So drawing the soles of the feet together, bring the hips in a little bit, so you just get a nice stretch in the inner thighs. So you may be holding on to the lower legs, it could be the ankles, or it could be the toes. But feel that you're sitting on your sit bones. Notice if you feel a bit kind of rounded in the back, and if you need to, lean out one side, untuck, pull out from underneath your bum, change hands. So you're just helping the alignment of your pelvis. So just imagining you're a little butterfly around some of the beautiful summer flowers that are out in the meadows just now. Loads of trailing and kind of tangled buttercups and Queen Anne's lace or cow parsley, lovely nettle flowers, and just all of these wonderful things. So imagine you're a little butterfly visiting, doing a very important job. Wonderful. And then from here, we're just going to extend the left leg. So lift up that left knee and just pop it out in front. Draw that right foot up the inner thigh and flex that left foot back to the shin. So you feel really nice and anchored. Inhaling, lengthening up nice and tall through the spine. And then as you exhale, we're just hinging at the hips. So we're drawing the chest down. We're not craning forward with the head. We're just leaning into it like the hinge of a jaw, almost resisting going too deep, using bandha. Lovely. And then when you get to a point where you feel that's, you know, the stretch, you can pop the hands. It could be either side of the leg. It could be onto the ankle. It may be even holding on to the big toe with the left hand, the thumb and the second and third finger. Okay, so whatever feels comfortable. And just breathing there, breathing into the ribs, finding length in the spine. Exhale, just softening, going a little deeper, a little longer. Breathing all the way in. You may even lift up a little bit as you breathe in. And then exhale, just see if you can lengthen and soften. Lovely. So engaging Bandha, inhaling, coming all the way up. We're just going to pop the hands behind. Just, you know, 6 inches, something like that, behind the hips. Maybe, yeah, maybe not even that much. Peel the elbows back. Point the left foot now as you press into the palms and lift the chest. Again, tongue at the roof of the mouth. Lovely. And then from here, just coming forward, we're just going to peel and lift the right knee up for the twist. So, flexing the left foot, left hand wrapping around the right knee, other hand behind, okay? So we're lengthening up into the crown of the head as we breathe in. As we exhale, the navel strongly string back and we're coming into the twist. Keep stretching and pressing away into the heel of the left foot. Lovely. Stay there, breathe in. Exhale, go a little deeper. Wonderful. Come back to center. Release that foot back down. Come back into Baddha Konasana. So feeling nice and long in the spine, the knees squeezing down towards the mat. If you're really hard, balance. You know, if you're feeling really tight and rigid, then softness is one way to really help balance that. If you're quite open and loose, then going deeper and strengthening. So we're always kind of looking to find the balance. Lovely. So now let's extend the right leg. So peel the right knee up, just pop it out, foot flex back towards the shin, finding length in the spine. So nice inhale. Nice stretch up, and then exhale, hinging at the hips. Bringing the chest down towards the leg, and again, it might be hands either side of the leg, on the ankle or the shin, or wrapping over the sole of the foot, whatever feels comfortable. And just nice long breath here, all the way in. And as you exhale, see if you can soften and lengthen, deepen into the length, as it were. Nice big breath in. It's almost when we breathe in, we can invite in a little bit more space along the spine. And when we exhale, this is like as if we can just soften into the space that we've made. So with every breath in, finding a little bit more length, and with every breath out, we can just almost embed that length into our sense of foundation. Lovely. One last breath. Make sure the navel's drawing back towards the spine, keeping the lower back nice and safe. So, inhaling, coming all the way up, popping the hands behind, pointing the right toe, peeling the elbows back, lifting the chest, taking the gaze up, tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then exhale, just coming back to seated. And from here, coming into the twist, I was nearly got us down on the mat. We're going to come to the twist, aren't we? So we're lifting the left knee, we're flexing this right foot, the right hand's wrapping around the knee, and we lengthen up into the crown on the inhale. Navel's hugging back, just rotating round the spine as if we're spiraling around that lovely long spine. Lovely. Stay there, breathe in. Exhale, go a little deeper. Wonderful. Inhaling, coming back to face forward. Then, from there, coming down onto your mat. So we're just going to hug the knees, rock from side to side. Slow circle round the lower back. So placing a hand on each knee, keeping the knees together, or circling the knees in the same direction. Just a few slow circles one way, and then few slow, so easy for me to say, a few slow circles the other way. Lovely. And then just taking the knees out to the side and rocking from side to side. So popping a hand behind the back of each knee. Feet start to shine up towards the ceiling, coming into happy baby. So this may be enough It's a really lovely way to stretch out the lower back, get a bit of spaciousness in the groin area, in the inner thighs, the hips. If you'd like to go deeper, then just take hold of the ankles. Deeper again, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees. Deeper again, wrap the hands over the feet, fingers curling in around the edges, and just rock from side to side. Nice long breath in, nice long breath out. Wonderful. So from here, just bringing the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana, lying down, and then see if you can take hold of the ankles or the lower legs or even the big toes, whichever feels comfortable. And then just stretch into the heel of one leg. So we're stretching up and straightening into the heel of one leg, and then bringing it back. And then other. And then coming all the way back. Lovely. We'll do the same again. So exhaling, stretching away into the heel, and then bringing it back. Exhaling, stretching into the other heel. And keep that other heel there, and then see if you can stretch both heels up. So you just get a really nice stretch into the back of the body. Soften the knees if it feels too much in the glutes. Don't have straight legs. Nice long back of the neck, just breathing into that. Wonderful. Popping the knees down, close in towards the hips, arms by your sides, toes pointing straight ahead. So check the toes are pointing straight ahead, they're not out to the sides. And then just tuck the tail and press into the feet and roll up through the hips. Back of the neck nice and long. Lift the heels, roll down through the spine. Lovely. Soles of the feet back down. Just do a couple more in your own time. Pressing into the feet, rolling up, and then lifting the heels, rolling down. Nice flowing movement through the spine, using that fluidity of movement just to really allow the energy to flow well. And then from here, you can just come into a gentle inversion. If you'd like to practice shoulder stand and you've got shoulder stand in your practice, just go ahead. Couple of options for inversions. One is just taking the legs up, crossing the ankles, arms over the head, or arms can be anywhere, but over the head you just get a deeper stretch through the upper chest. But the arms can be absolutely anywhere. 5 slow breaths with the ankles up, and then crossing legs, 5 slow breaths the other way. If you'd like to have a go at shoulder stand, then just bring the arms in as close into the body as you can. Bend the knees and rock up. So we're going to roll up. It's like we're doing a little half forward, backward roll. And then spend this time just to walk the elbows behind you a little bit. So you can interlace the hands to help with that. And then pop the hands up onto the lower back. You want to make sure you've got a nice long back of the neck. You're not looking at the screen at all, but you're just keeping yourself looking up towards your toes. So the legs are lengthening up. Check the knees are pointing straight ahead. Check the toes are in a line, not skew with the legs. And you're lengthening up. Imagining someone has a string and keeps drawing you up. So notice if the legs are over your head. See if you can lengthen up through the spine to the tailbone and then balance the legs above. So breathing, ujjayi breath all the way in, all the way out. 10 slow breaths in shoulder stand. And then when you're ready to come down, you bend your knees, gently release the hands down, unfurl the legs, as a counterbalance. And then from there, you can steadily and safely roll back down. So everybody extending the legs out now. And we're just going to tuck the hands underneath the hips, palms face down. Press into the elbows so you can lift up with the head and lift the chest. And then balance the crown of the head on the mat, looking behind. So 3 breaths here, opening up the throat. Mouth is closed, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Pointing into the toes, nice strong switch on legs, tucking up with the kneecaps, firing up with the quads. Lovely. And then just allow yourself, kind of untuck your head, pop the back of the head on the mat, and get ready for relaxation. Well done, everyone. So popping on some socks, taking a little glug of water, and we'll just focus on the breath for this relaxation. So closing the eyes and becoming aware of the print of your body with the mat, with the ground, with the cushions. Becoming aware of the different places of pressure, the different sensations. And just notice if the body's holding on, and inviting yourself just to Korean, to settle down, to arrive, to relax. Bringing the awareness to the soft flow of the breath. Very gentle and natural. You don't have to do long, deep breaths. Just noticing how the body feels after practice. We're just going to spend a minute just lying down. And so taking the awareness down the length of the body. With every exhale, imagining that as you breathe out, the awareness and the breath is flowing all the way down the length of your body and out through your toes. And so when we focus on the exhale, we focus on soothing the body. And so just very simple practice today. Just with every exhale, following the breath and the awareness all the way down the body and out through the toes. As if with every exhale, waves of relaxation soothe and flow down the body. And there may be sounds around in your home, outside your home. Just inviting all the different sounds to flow over you. Just to waft and wash over and around you, but not disturb.
And so as we start to ease our way towards the end of the class, a really lovely summertime practice is counting blessings. And so just lying there, just counting those things for which you feel truly blessed. Maybe bringing different people to mind, different things, different activities that fill you up, things that help you feel safe and secure, things that help you shine. And don't worry, it doesn't need to be an exhaustive list, but just those things that fill your heart and fill your cup. And then deepening the breath, starting to stretch the body into a lovely long length. And take your time about getting there. You may start to wiggle into fingers and toes first, and then that develop into wrists, into feet, into ankles, and then into a nice big long stretch. And then hug your knees and rock from side to side. And then just hugging your knees and rolling over onto a comfy side. And so this, trying to think of a name for it, the last days of early summer class is now over. Thank you for joining me.